This is part 2 of my interview with Black. We're going to talk about his situations with the streets and some of the things that took place that happened and some of the other experiences that he experienced along the way. Okay, Black, if you can go into details.
Well, the streets. First thing I want to say about that is like when you're in the streets, the same thing that go on above ground as far as in the corporate world goes on underground. It's the same structure basically. If you got to think of it that way, and you got to handle it that way. How you survive the streets, you gotta play the game the right way. You can't be robbing, stealing, and not paying and not doing all the things that same thing above ground you would get locked up for, or people would sued for, or whatever the case may be. You can get killed for underground. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like you have to treat it right. I mean, nothing's guaranteed in the street game, but I was able to maneuver and achieve things, I would say. And it was first of all, I want to say I'm not trying to promote none of that. I'm not proud of none of that. I look back on a lot of things, and I wish I never engaged it. I never was a part of. But it is a part of my life. And my father, like I said, he was a hustler. He was in the game. That's how he got murdered. And I always, I wanted to break that cycle, because I didn't want to see my mother hurt like that again. So it's but yeah, as far as the traveling and the partying and the women and cars and the prayer, all of that, it's it was a beautiful thing at the time. You young and you doing it like that. I mean, it's a lot of the going up in the mink coats and all of that type of stuff. Trips out of the country. I remember women just living that life, and you having I remember a funny thing like, and this is crazy, and women, Queen, you probably can't relate to this, but I'm just saying, like, how women do, and it's like, I remember, I used to deal with a lot of women, and they would come and they'll stay over at the crib or whatever, right? And women, they like peeing on trees, meaning I remember they would always leave somebody always leave a belt or an earring or a panty. And the thing that was so funny to me, all the interesting places they used to leave these things. Like they just leaving them under the mattress on the side, right under the mattress or something like that. When you want to take the sheets off and somebody's making the bed, it's right there, or it's stuffed in the couch, or in the earring in the toaster. This is earring in the toaster.
Oh my!
Have you ever heard anything like that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, earring in the damn toaster. So it's like, yo, how did they come up with these things? Like, this is crazy. But I'm gonna tell you what I used to do. This is what I used to do, and this is real talk. I used to sit because I always say, yo, don't be leaving stuff over here like that. So what I used to do, I had a shoebox, and I would put everybody's stuff in the box, whoever left their items and put it in the box. And so when someone would come and be like, "Where's my so and so?" I'll be like, "Yo, go look in that box and get what belongs to you, and don't pick up nobody else's stuff. Like, don't grab nobody else's shit. Get your shit like that belongs to you." You know, and just being young and wild, like I used to, I didn't care. Like, so I used to do shit like that.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah. When I was younger,
So
so
living that little king life, I guess, with the women.
I mean, it comes with it, actually.
Right.
It's not because I never was really one to really go out to the clubs like that or do a lot of partying. I was always interested in trying to make $1. But that comes with that. It comes with the territory. So it's just one of those things, man. And that's part of it, actually.
Now, did you have ever fall on hard times later on?
Absolutely. I was actually homeless before. New York. I was living in New York. And just going through it. With a woman. A lot of guys. You be with these women sometimes, and you're not doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And you just you're not having your act together. I could say that I'm not, because a lot of times, we get on here, we try to blame women and say, they're not this or they're not that. It's not that. You gotta take ownership for, things you're not doing as a man. It's been times that I wasn't doing the right things as a man. I wasn't, handling my business correctly. So went through it, and I ended up walking in snow up to my knees with a trash bag on my back. Going to the riding the train from Brooklyn to the Bronx. The D train back and forth all night. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up doing that, and it was like, it was crazy. I remember I was staying in like the little sleazy hotels where you gotta sleep with your boots on in the bed. Like you ever like those with those heaters, the little steel heaters that the water fill up in them and they heat up like that. You know what I'm talking about? You might not know what I'm talking about. But
they have a lot north. Yeah, they have a
About.
lot of them in the north area. Yes,
Yeah,
I know.
the little water, but yeah, it was a hotel like that where you gotta share the bathroom and stuff like that. So what I used to do, I used to like try to do whatever I could do all day to get a little money, whatever. And at like maybe 2 a.m, I'll go to like one of those hotels. I remember it was on Lefferts, you know what I'm saying, in Brooklyn, and I would go and get it was right on the corner, and I would go like 2 a.m. It's really important, and get a short stay, and it's really like you're really only supposed to stay like 4 hours, something like that. But the chick back there, she knew I ain't had no place to go. I was, what I mean. So she used to let me stay until like from 2 to like maybe 8 a.m. or something like that. So I used to go in there, pay my little whatever. I can't remember, but it wasn't that much, maybe like $25, $30 maybe. And I used to stay, in there, get the short stay, and stay in there, and then repeat, my day every day. Try to, give me a little money or till I could save up some money to get a place or something like that. And or I would ride the trains all night long. And that's where I was sleeping in that cold like that. So but I never gave up though, and that's what you gotta You got to dig deep, and you got to tell yourself this is only temporary. Because anytime you're going through anything in life that you feel is bad or it's negative, it's all in you. You got to remember it's all temporary. And I go back to that, like I said earlier in my life, when I lost people that I really loved, it made me understand that life was temporary and all things within it.
Right.
So it's all temporary, even when you're going through bad things. It's temporary, and the only way you can go is basically up. So you have to remember that, and keep faith and do that work. Stay busy.
Focus is the key.
Because that's how you're going to come up out of it.
Absolutely. Stay in focus.
Absolutely. So that's what I was doing. I stayed busy and kept trying to, get some money. And eventually, I got me a room. I got me a room first, and I remember I used to eat like slices of pizza for breakfast, for lunch and dinner. And then maybe eat a little Debbie or something like that. A couple of little Debbie pies. I used to like the little Debbie pies or whatever. You know what I mean? Oatmeal cream pie or something. You know what I mean? I used to do that and do that until I could, until I got on my feet.
Right. Wow, that's great. That's awesome. You stayed focused, and that's great.
Yeah. You gotta dig deep. You gotta believe in yourself and just keep going. Because there ain't nobody, all them people that you've helped before, those are the main people that ain't gonna be there for you. The main people that's gonna stab you in the back. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't count on them. All you can do is count on yourself and God. And keep pushing.
Absolutely.
And that's how we're gonna come out of situations. So I've been there. So, and that's how I pay my tithes now. When I see, people out homeless, or whatever in the street now, I want to go to the direct source. So I give me and I tell them that, to don't thank me, thank God, because that's who put it on my heart to even give it to you. So anybody because I when I see anybody, I can see somebody walking on the side of the street or something like that, and I know they're going through a hard time or whatever, and I pray for them, because you never really know, what I'm saying, until you've been there, and you never know if you can end up there also. So don't always think that it can't happen, because it can.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So I went through all of that and came up out of it.
This is my last.
Seen highs and lows.
Right. This is my last question. Have you ever been arrested before?
Yeah, I've been locked up in 4 different states. You know what I mean? New York, Georgia, North Carolina, Connecticut. Yeah, I've been around, and
For what?
I've been in a lot of different places, and I boost the crime rate in a lot of places I've been also. Not to talk, that's not no braggadocious thing, but it's like, I'm just being real about the situation.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
absolutely. This is your story. This is your life story. This was your journey.
Yeah. So yeah, they know me out there. Shout out to my man Lord Jamal. Yeah, Connecticut, New Haven. Shout out. Brooklyn. Philly, Philadelphia, of course, Carolina. All of that. Georgia, all these places. Yeah. So they know. People who know, they know me out there.
Do you mind sharing with us what you've been locked up for, or you rather keep that private?
Well, some different things: drugs, assault. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep in other things, but yeah.
Okay.
Different states. Yeah, I've been, and it's like I said, that was my life then.
Right.
That was my life. So all of these things come with it. You know, a lot of times we talk about, you know, a lot of dudes, they try to glamorize the streets, or they talk about, you know, or they just show the good side of things. But it's a lot. You got you got to show the other side. It's everything that comes with it. You know, a lot of, you know, sticky situations, you know, jail, things you got to do. All that comes with it. You know, you might get a little money, but all the other things are gonna like test your soul.
Right.
You know, and you know, I didn't do just anything also for money. Never was a whore for money and nothing like that. You know, I ain't gonna do anything. It's ethics to it. You gotta have ethics in what you do. It's a code to the things. You know, you can't just do anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta definitely, you know, it's a hard life, man. And people say, "Oh, you getting money easy." No, there's nothing easy about getting money like that. That's the hard way, not the easy way.
Right, because you're taking penitentiary chances every day.
Absolutely, not just penitentiary chances.
Yeah.
You're taking chances on your life.
Absolutely, that too.
Every day.
Right.
You know, anytime, you know what I'm saying, anybody can run up on you. You know, I've been robbed, and you know, all of that. And, yeah, all of that stuff come with it, and you got to handle it accordingly.
Right. Well, thank you so much for having this interview with me. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, Queen.